Kirtaniya Sadahari. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalo Nastyeva, 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 Gatir Anyata. So tonight we're going to finish this part 2 of our Bhagavad-gītā seminar. We started the Bhagavad-gītā seminar with the introduction to Bhagavad-gītā. Then phase 2 were these summaries. So tonight we will finish these summaries. So we left off at where the reference is 1335. So look for that reference which says 13.35. That's where we left off. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Did we all find that? Very good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. From the 7th chapter to the end of the 12th chapter, Sri Krishna in detail reveals the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I have a question now. Who can give me the 3 features of the absolute truth? No. What is it? What? What's the first one? Brahman? Paramatma? So, question now. If I realize Brahman, does that mean I realize Paramatma and Bhagavan? If I realize Paramatma, does that mean I realize Brahman? Yes. If I realize Bhagavan, do I also realize Brahman and Paramatma? Very good. So as you go up, you get the preceding realization. Very good. Now the Lord himself is further enlightening Arjuna. If one understands this chapter through the process of philosophical speculation, he will come to an understanding of devotional service. In the 13th chapter, it was clearly explained that by humbly developing knowledge, one may possibly be freed from material entanglement. It has also been explained that it is due to association with the modes of nature that the living entity is entangled in this material world. So I have a question. We just read, due to association with the modes of nature. So how many modes of nature? Namely? Okay, so Prabhupada just said, due to association with the modes of material nature, the living entity is entangled. So, based on this sentence, how would you describe somebody who is not entangled? Based on this sentence. It's very simple. Yes, he's not associating with the modes of nature. How can you not associate with the modes of nature? There's only one answer. What's the only way by which you cannot associate with the modes of nature? Devotional service. What kind of devotional service? No, what? We know 9 kinds. No. Pure. How much?
100%.
How often? 24/7. That's it. 24/7. No stops. That's how you transcend. That it's continuous. No stopping. No vacation from devotional service. Good. Now in this chapter, the Supreme Personality explains what those modes of nature are, how they act, how they bind, and how they give liberation. Question: is there any mode of material nature which is not binding? Huh? No. So does that mean a Brahman in the mode of goodness is still bound by the material nature? Yes. My students have learned their lessons well. Very good. So being a Brahmin is not enough. You must go. What's higher than a Brahmin? Vaishnav. Yes. Vaishnav is higher. Very good. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Because what is a Vaishnava? Someone who does devotional service. As long as you do devotional service, you're above the modes. You stop doing devotional service, you're back down again. So that's our position. We're up, we're down. We're up, we're down. But when you are pure devotee, always up.
That's higher than Vaishnava.
Well, that's Param Vaishnava. There are different grades of Vaishnava. How many different kinds of Vaishnavas? 3. What are they called? Yes, Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam. So the Uttama is the one that has transcended completely. Let's continue. The knowledge explained in this chapter is proclaimed by the Supreme Lord to be superior to knowledge given so far in other chapters. Now I need someone to have a Bhagavad-gītā. So Mahatma, you're with the microphone. Get your Bhagavad-gītā. Mahatma Ji, you have to do service today for me. Okay? So Mahatma Ji, read to us in the microphone the translation to chapter 14, verse 1. Please, Prabhu, in the microphone. Chapter 14, verse 1. If you would be so kind.
The Supreme Personality of God has said, again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the base of all knowledge, and knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection.
Very good. Let's continue. The Lord now explains, by understanding this knowledge, various great sages attained perfection and transferred to the spiritual world. What do we call in general the spiritual world? We call it Vaikuntha. Very good. And the topmost planet of Vaikuntha?
Goloka.
Yes, or Krishna Loka, Goloka, Vrindavan. Good. The Lord now explains the same knowledge in a better way. This knowledge is far, far superior to all other processes of knowledge thus far explained, and knowing this, many attained perfection. Thus it is expected that one who understands this 14th chapter will attain perfection. Let's go on to the next little summary. After the discussion of the importance of Bhakti Yoga, one may question, what about the Vedas? It is explained in this chapter. So now we're on chapter 15, actually. That was the only summary Prabhupada gave in chapter 14. So now we're on 15. After the discussion of the importance of Bhakti Yoga, what chapter was Bhakti Yoga? 12. Very good. One may question, what about the Vedas? It is also explained in this chapter that the purpose of Vedic study is to understand Krishna. Therefore, one who is in Krishna consciousness, who is engaged in devotional service, already knows the Vedas. And there's my favorite verse from the Upanishads, that if you can say 2 syllables, ha, re, you've studied all the Vedas. Everybody say, there you go. You have studied the Vedas. Just by uttering, what are those 2 syllables? Yeah, not just ha, and not just re. Right, Krishna Kumar? not just Ra. Hari. You need both syllables. Hari. Everybody.
Hari.
In previous chapters, it has been explained that there are many processes by which to get out of the material entanglement. And up to the 13th chapter, we have seen that devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the best way. So, Mahatma, go to 1154 and read the translation. 1154.
This one.
Yes.
So, my dear Arjun, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysterious of my understanding.
So what kind of devotional service? No, that's not what it said. Undivided, which is what we said before. Undivided means continuous. So this is, I mentioned before, there's at least 3 places where this same thing. In chapter 8, Krishna said only by devotional service. Here in and when we get to chapter 18, the same thing. Only by devotional service. Not karma, not jnana, and not other yoga. Has to be devotional service yoga. And here he qualifies it undivided. So to see God is not so easy, is it? No. Because what does Maya do? Maya distracts us. That's what Maya does. Distracts us from devotional service. We get sidetracked. Then something happens. Oh, Krishna, help us. Oh, then we're back. Right? So that's constantly going on. We're doing, then Maya says, no, come on, let's go. So we leave, then, we come back. All right, let's continue. Now, the basic principle of devotional service is detachment from material activities and attachment to the transcendental service of the Lord. That's important. Both have to be there. You've heard me say many times, two-sided coin. So the first part is detachment from material activities and also attachment to transcendental service. Both have to be there. The process of breaking attachment to the material world is discussed in the beginning of this chapter. Of course, it's chapter 15. The root of this material existence grows upward. That means that it begins from the total material substance, from the topmost planet of the universe. From there, the whole universe is expanded with so many branches representing the various planetary systems. The fruits represent the results of the living entity's activities, namely religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Let's continue. As long as a living entity is in this dark material world, he is in conditioned life. But as soon as he reaches the spiritual sky, by cutting through the false, perverted tree of this material world, he becomes liberated. Then there is no chance of his coming back here. In his conditional life, the living entity considers himself to be the Lord of this material world. But in his liberated state, he enters into the spiritual kingdom and becomes an associate of the Supreme Lord. There he enjoys eternal bliss, eternal life, and full knowledge. one should be captivated by this information. He should desire to transfer himself to that eternal world and extricate himself from this false reflection of reality. For one who is too much attached to this material world, it is very difficult to cut that attachment. But if he takes to Krishna consciousness, there is a chance of gradually becoming detached. And in Prabhupada's case, Prabhupada mentioned it, that he was reluctant to completely surrender, and he was still doing business. So what did Krishna do? Burn down the factory. Then Prabhupada remembered, Krishna has done this to break my attachment. Because there's a statement by Krishna in the 10th canto, where Krishna tells Yudhishthira, Harishye tad dhanang shanai. My first installment of mercy, I give you a Mercedes, I give you a big 10-story apartment house, I make you President of the United States. What is his first installment of mercy? He takes everything away. And that's why people don't want to chant Hare Krishna. Because they think, if I start chanting, Krishna's going to take it. No. So therefore in the kirtan, especially they may chant Govinda or Ram, but they won't say Krishna. I've seen it hundreds of times. They'll sing Govinda Jai Jai Gopal. They'll sing, but if Krishna, because they're afraid of that name Krishna, that Krishna is going to come and take away everything. No, can't take. Huh? He takes away your attachments. Takes away your attachments. Yes. Is that in that verse? Okay. Hare Krishna. One has to associate himself with devotees, those who are in Krishna consciousness. One should search out a society dedicated to Krishna consciousness and learn how to discharge devotional service. In this way, he can cut off his attachment to the material world. One cannot become detached from the attraction of the material world simply by dressing himself in saffron cloth. He must become attached to the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, one should take it very seriously that devotional service, as described in the 12th chapter, is the only way to get out of this false representation of the real tree. In chapter 14, the contamination of all kinds of processes by material nature is described. Only devotional service is described as purely transcendental. My dear assistant Mahatma, please read 14:26. Translate. No, you can do the Sanskrit too. 14:26. Please.
With the Sanskrit too?
Sanskrit, yes.
Mam cha yo abhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samarti tyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Translation, please.
One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Very good. Let's continue. Devotional service is a process of spiritual understanding. Wherever devotional service exists, the material contamination cannot exist. That reminds us of that statement from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna is light and nescience is darkness. Where there is light, can there be darkness? Therefore, where there is Krishna, there cannot be ignorance. That's the idea. What's that? Very good. Excellent. Good. Devotional service to the Lord and the Lord Himself are one and the same because they are spiritual. Devotional service takes place within the internal energy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is said to be the sun, and ignorance is called darkness. When the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Therefore, whenever devotional service is present, under the proper guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, there is no question of ignorance. Everyone must take to this consciousness of Krishna and engage in devotional service to become intelligent and purified. Unless one comes to this position of understanding Krishna and engages in devotional service, however intelligent he may be in the estimation of some common man, he is not perfectly intelligent. Krishna Kumar Das and I were discussing this murder-suicide that just happened in UCLA. So Krishna Kumar was telling me that the man was very, very intelligent. So how come he did this? Because he's not intelligent. Intelligent would mean he did devotional service. That's real intelligent. And then I gave the example. Do you think Ravana was stupid or intelligent? Materially. He had to be. He's running a whole kingdom. You can't be stupid like Trump. He had to be very expert. Hiranyakashipu, he's running the whole universe. He can't be a stupid man. But that intelligence is materialistic. Prahlad was only a 5-year-old boy, but he had spiritual intelligence. And that spiritual intelligence, that's far greater than material intelligence. What? Huh? As you like. He doesn't interfere with Krishna doesn't interfere with free will. Krishna was giving intelligence to Ravan, yes or no? Krishna was giving intelligence to Kamsa, yes or no? So Krishna doesn't interfere with free will. Krishna plays both sides. You want to be a demon? Krishna says, okay, I'll help you to become a demon. You want to be a devotee? Krishna will help you to become a devotee. So Krishna was telling Prahlad how to do everything. Prabhupada gives the story. A man is robbing somebody's house. So Krishna is telling the robber, go now. It's dark. Go now. But Krishna is also telling the policeman, go capture the robber. You understand? Krishna is helping everybody. He's neutral. Just like there's this expression that the desire tree will give you what you ask. The desire tree doesn't interfere with what you ask. So if you ask for the wrong thing, that's the desire tree's fault? No. Same way, if the sun is shining, I can either go outside or stay in the basement. The sun has nothing to do with it. If I go out in the sun, I get the vitamin D. If I stay in the house, no suntan. So you have your free will, and Krishna will supply you the intelligence according to what you want. Oh, is that what you want? Okay. I'll give you. Okay, let's continue. While one is performing devotional service in the association of pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which require to be... Oh, this is very important paragraph. Extremely important. Let's start out. This paragraph is so... Oh, I love this paragraph. While one is performing devotional service in the association of pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which require to be vanquished altogether. The most important thing one has to surmount is the weakness of the heart. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over material nature. There you go. There is the original sin. I want to lord it over the material nature. Thus, one gives up the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second weakness of the heart is that as one increases the propensity to lord it over material nature, he becomes attached to matter and the possession of matter. So this second part answers other questions. You know people, they'll tell you, oh, I'll do that when I get older. But what's happened all these years? He's become attached to matter and the possession of matter, and now in the late age to do devotional service, it's too difficult because he's already become attached. So therefore, Prahlad says, at what age should you train someone to start Krishna consciousness? Right. So that they don't become too attached to matter. Otherwise, you get it, it says right here, you become to matter and the possession of matter. Now you're going to all of a sudden give it up when you get old? No, you're now addicted. You're addicted now to material energy. You're addicted to enjoying. You're addicted to being big man in society. You know what? Right? Dhritarashtra, another good example. He was attached to being the king. Should he have been the king? No, he should never have been the king. But they allowed him. Right? And as time went on, he didn't want to give up being king. That was the problem with Dhritarashtra. He became too attached. And even people were pointing out, shouldn't do this, Dhritarashtra. You shouldn't do this. What can I do? He's too attached to who? Duryodhana, his first son. He's too attached to being the king. Because when you're the king, you get all kinds of attention and all kinds, everybody's serving you. You become attached to it. Who was the one who finally broke his attachment? Vidura. But that was after losing how many sons? 100. Yes. It took that much. And he was warned. He was warned by Vidura. He was warned by Bhishma. He was warned by so many people. Vyasadeva, his father, even came and warned him more than once. You're going to lose everything. Don't fight Krishna and the Pandavas. You're going to lose everything. No. He's too attached. And therefore, the battle of Kurukshetra came. Everything gone. So this is very important. You become attached to matter and the possession of matter. Yes?
If the kids does a lot of like a bad thing, sometimes we have to adjust with that, right?
Yes.
When
Did Yashoda? Did you?
can give up?
Huh?
When we can give up the kids? like attachment from them?
When?
What age? You can
At what age? Well, Prabhupada says from 5 to 16, very strict. At 16, now you become friends. Boys.